This is Suzanne Wagner. Thank you so much for joining me, and I appreciate everyone's support as I was on my massive adventure to release my uncle and his partner and the whole process of death and rebirth. So we are finally home. As you can see, I'm home at my own house. Yay! It's so good. And it is cold here. We had a wind change, which is really good. I am so happy it's cool and it's colder. I'm not sure how my outdoor plants are going to like this, especially my peppers. They like it really hot, and it's definitely not hot. But anyway, so I am doing the numerology and the astrology for June 9th, 2021. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 20. If you add the 2 and the 0 together, you get the number 2. The number 2 is the number of negative mind or critical mind. And so do your best to not get caught up in the mental loops from the past that want to torture us with unresolved things that no longer apply to where we are presently. There are moments when our mind is not our friend, and this day begins a trend that will last this whole week. There is a lot of vulnerability, emotional expression, and an inability to have control over feelings that intend to break like a wave over us. So don't let your negativity and the thoughts come in and say you're not good enough or whatever. Just kind of let it all go. All right, in the astrology. In the meantime, the moon is in Gemini still, and it is supporting us in communicating in ways that give perspective and a new overview. The moon and the North Node align, and this makes us want to figure out how to get in sync with the universe. Many things are trying to push ahead, and we get to go along with that ride if we are willing and open. So much has happened, and so many have not yet processed what is currently on their plate. This causes resistance and sort of a dragging of the feet sensation. When certain souls are in such a constant state of discontent, they make up problems so that they can justify their resistance and not do what they need to do. It is clear just how many hold so much anger, resentment, and paralyzing fear within. Those unresolved emotions cause them to harm others unknowingly. They think they are being strong and standing up for something, and they are. They are standing up for fear, hate, old patterns, and beliefs that have been twisted beyond recognition because of their unresolved internal issues. Be different. Step past fear and lack into a broader perspective that will allow for a fresh look at things from a more logical and rational side. My quote for today: fear is the rust that tears down what was. Fear's only reason is just because. Fear knows only what the mind decides. Fear's intention was always to take sides. Fear cares not for the well-being of your soul. Fear has no direction and never any goal. Fear controls and stops the flow. Fear does not want anyone to grow. All right, and my blog for today. This is sort of a continuation of the astrology, so bear with me. Expect cases of TMI, too much information, to plague us all this week. Today starts the ball rolling in very emotional directions. If you can, take time to allow those emotions to flow, but to not express them in work settings. Others are just as emotional and will be struggling with what they are feeling. This is one of those moments when what has been held within will come spewing out in patterns that might embarrass the mind and shift how others see us. The good news is that around the middle of the month, everyone may want to forget that the whole thing happened. Knowledge seems to be the key, and there is a deep desire to make sense out of all this insanity that we are experiencing. Part of us wants to move from a more logical and fact-based perspective. While there is a curiosity eating at us, there is also a wide variety of interests that are also pulling. What seems important are those people in our immediate environment. It may seem as if we do not have enough time in a day to get everything done. So we pull to what is around us on a daily basis. Those are our family and friends. But there seems to be a consistent, abstract reality that keeps creeping in. When we close our eyes, images and invisible connections appear and remind us that living in our concrete mind is never enough for understanding things in a broader perspective. It seems that we are all in that paradigm of eyes wide shut. One side of us wants to really know and is deeply curious, but the other side is questioning beliefs in those larger perspectives that we have outgrown. While we seek to discover and inform ourselves with books and history, we are also being asked to doubt everything and to find our own light within to guide us on our path. We are on a path that is trying to take us out of all these beliefs that continue to cause so much suffering and into a more logical and fact-based place that allows for curiosity and the seeking of truth. Those who hold flawed beliefs that lead them to conclusions that show poor decision-making abilities are going to be hurting and uncomfortable with this new trend in the astrology. Long-held beliefs will crumble under this astrology, and I personally cannot wait. Facts matter. Relevance matters. This astrology will pull us towards a more scientific and objective perspective rather than all this raging beliefs that spread doubt and disdain. We will have to learn by doing rather than by just analyzing things in our head. While minds like to conceptualize what life is all about, there is a huge difference between thinking about something and actually doing it. What we need is some time to integrate. Thanks, everyone.